Hello, and welcome to the eLearning WB Virtual College presentation. This part of the presentation has been written using our proprietary eLearning meets corporate video approach. The eLearning looks at first glance like a video, but let's press the green button and I'll show you how it shares all the elements of traditional eLearning. Contextual learning. Firstly, the eLearning is not based in boxes like PowerPoint slides. Each presentation is set in the context in which it is relevant to the current lesson. This leads to a far more interesting and effective learning experience because it is so immersive. Video elements. With each scene, elements such as videos can appear within the scene, on a monitor, iPhone, TV screen, etc. This encourages the user to interact and explore the content. Video presenters. Video presenters can also occupy the learning environment in a more naturalistic way by moving within the scene. You can put a video presenter and role-play actors in any scenario. You are only limited by your imagination. The title. Each scene has a title. This is also reflected in the menu at the bottom of the screen. The menu builds up as the user proceeds through the course. The learner's progress is bookmarked as they go through the course so that they can quit the learning and take it up from where they left at any time. Options. The user has the option of hiding the text on screen. This turns the learning into an interactive video, relying solely on voiceover and video elements. This also results in a far cleaner design. Other options include refreshing the screen, muting the sound, a progress bar, and logging out. Okay, so that's an overview of our approach. Let's see it in action. I'd like you to proceed through the next few screens to see how it's done. We have used the comedian David Schneider to describe further some of the system's features. You may like to think about how this can be applied to your current project.
In an era of CGI, of video games technology so real you think you're actually there, of machines able to recreate the very first moments of the universe, e-learning looks a lot like this.
If you could just move the mouse to the right, no, the left, no, let's just stay here for the moment, and
Yes, well, it's not really the fault of e-learning providers that most courses out there are really dull. It's so dull! The tools the industry use are in most cases no more than PowerPoint importers. So what we get is something that looks very much like dull old PowerPoint presentations. Has anyone seen my will to live? Because I think I've lost it! Oh, God. But does this really matter, I hear you ask? Why should I care what my e-learning looks like as long as it ticks the box? Well, we've proved in independent studies that if you make e-learning engaging, interactive and, fun, it captures the user's attention, demonstrating a massive 98% effectiveness rate in independent studies. Which reminds me, we have some great packages on health and safety you might find useful.
The great thing about that lot is that we've developed our own software which makes it very easy to produce e-learning with video presenters and virtual learning worlds. Oh.
Our software makes it very easy to put courses together. Tasks such as changing the e-learning environment can be done in seconds. This means we can produce better, more relevant training, but also we can do it at a lower cost than the competition. A lower cost, yeah? Oh, and you can change the environment as many times as you like.
Okay, thank you, David. What we've shown so far is that a lot of the video elements and the way we can use video techniques to produce e-learning quickly and at low cost. However, another advantage of designing our e-learning outside of the box is that we can introduce interactivity within this virtual environment. Here we have a screen in which you can pick up and throw the boxes around the 3D environment. There is a serious side to this, in that the screen is salient, it stands out in the learner's mind. As a result, it is encoded into the user's brain far more effectively and subsequently recalled better. You will need to click on all the boxes before you can proceed with e-learning. Here we have another 3D element. The user can turn the pages of the book to complete the learning. Using 3D elements such as these encourages the user to believe that there is depth to the learning, and as such the barrier between the computer screen and the learning world breaks down. Try using a touchscreen to turn pages of the book. It will really feel as if you're turning pages in a real book in front of you. More standard interactivity can be seen with simple point-and-click buttons. This can be the basis of branching. This is where a user's learning path is altered depending upon their answers given to previous questions. At eLearning W&B, we believe we have the most immersive e-learning in the world. Using green screen filming, we can put our presenters in the National Army Museum or in the fields of Flanders. The choice is yours. This takes the learner back in time, learning history in the settings where they happened. The presenter, however, does not have to wear a suit and tie. We can get more creative by using some of the props and uniforms held by the National Army Museum inside the e-learning itself. We can also be creative with the use of NAM's archive footage, placing video Easter eggs for the learner to find and play. In this example, the learner is on a plane and has the chance to watch an in-flight film. You can imagine how this could be applied to a military situation, with a video appearing in a sniper's sights, radar screen, overhead display, etc. The learning course can be delivered in many different media, in line with NAM's requirements. Learners can access the resource directly from the NAM's website by clicking a link, or if they want to record the training or receive a certificate, etc., then they'll need to log into the system first. The course would also be available as a download, so it can be ran locally or installed on any third-party learning management system. A walkthrough video of the course will be recorded and placed on YouTube. This would, of course, be accessible on any device. There is an option of recording this course as an app. This is a relatively inexpensive win from the initial project build, as most of the work is already done. The advantage of this approach is that the course can be ran offline as well as online, and suits the way that school children live their lives and access IT primarily through their mobile phones and apps, and as few have larger data contracts, they would appreciate not having to pay to access the course.
History will be kind to me, because I intend to write it.
Thank you, Winston. Everyone has a different opinion, and new perspectives come with retrospection and changes in attitude. Recent thought from UK historians has depicted Napoleon, for example, as no longer a tyrant, but rather the defender of the public against a collection of monarchies scared of its own people. No English schoolboy or girl would ever have dared to entertain such an idea 20 years ago. History is often changed by attitudes of the day. Schools will have their own resources, information or even branding which they might want to bring to each course. eLearning W&B provides the tools to do this. Each course can be used in a number of different ways, as supporting a topic or in a cross-curricular way. As a result, some sections may want to be altered or removed entirely. So the question is, how do we do this? How do we make the e-learning customizable? To this end, I will demonstrate to you Jackdaw Cloud, our own system used to make the e-learning, which we can also include in the proposal, and allow NAM and NAM's clients to edit a copy of each course for their own requirements. That's the end of the current presentation.